reading Disney Pixar's Ratatouille. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's read! Deep in the French countryside, a colony of rats was searching for food. It was one special rat's job to make sure the food they found was safe to eat. His name was Remi. He had highly developed senses of taste and smell. But Remi had bigger dreams. He loved to cook and wanted to be a great chef. His idol was a human chef named Auguste Gusteau. The rats lived in the attic of an old woman named Mabel. One day, Remi and his brother Emile snuck into her kitchen. Their father always said humans were dangerous, but Remi didn't care. Remi heard Gusteau on TV. He raced over to watch. Sadly, he learned that Gusteau had died. As Remi stared at the TV, the old woman woke up. Remi and Emile scrambled up to escape. Emile tried to hide on the chandelier, but Mabel poked at him with her umbrella. Suddenly, the ceiling cracked open. The entire rat colony fell to the floor. As the other rats fled, Remi went back into the kitchen. He couldn't leave without Gusteau's cookbook. But saving the cookbook made Remi miss the evacuation boats. The rat was left behind. Remi threw the cookbook into the water and hopped aboard. Hours later, he found a place to land. As Remi looked at the cookbook, Gusteau seemed to come to life before his eyes. "Go up and look around," the chef said. "If you focus on what you've left behind, you will never be able to see what lies ahead." Remi scrambled up to the rooftop. He could hardly believe it. All this time, he had been in Paris. Even better, he was close to Gusteau's restaurant. Remi hurried over to the restaurant and peered through the window. Just then, a young man named Linguine walked over to the kitchen. He handed it to Skinner, the mean chef in charge of the kitchen. "We've already hired him," said another chef. Skinner was angry, but he had no choice. Linguine was the kitchen's new garbage boy. As Remi continued to watch through the window, Linguine accidentally spilled a pot of soup. The boy secretly began adding ingredients to try and fix his mistake. He was ruining the soup. Taking a deep breath, Remi jumped through the window. This was his big chance. When he thought no one was looking, the rat started tossing carefully chosen ingredients into the pot. Suddenly, he saw a huge face staring at him. It was Linguine. Skinner was right behind him. Linguine quickly hid Remi under the colander. "How dare you cook in my kitchen?" Skinner shouted. The chef was so busy yelling at Linguine that he didn't see the waiter serve the soup. It was eaten by a food critic, who loved it. Skinner had no choice but to hire the boy. Angry, he assigned Chef Colette to supervise Linguine in the kitchen. Linguine was worried. He knew he couldn't cook. Upset, he started talking to the rat. To Linguine's surprise, Remi understood what he was saying. "Wait, you can cook, right?" the boy asked. Remi nodded. Linguine and Remi made a deal. Remi would help Linguine would keep Remi safe. In Linguine's apartment, the pair got to work. Linguine put on a blindfold. Then Remi climbed onto the boy's head. Tugging on Linguine's hair, Remi steered the boy towards ingredients, pots, pans, and utensils. Before long, Linguine was chopping, mixing, and pouring. The next day, as Linguine worked with Chef Colette, Skinner finally read the letter from Linguine's mother. It said that Auguste Gusteau was Linguine's father. That meant the restaurant actually belonged to Linguine. Skinner knew he had to do something to make sure Linguine never found out. But Skinner's secret did not stay a secret for long. One night, Remi found the papers saying that Linguine was the rightful owner of the restaurant. Suddenly, Skinner appeared. Remi grabbed the letter and ran. When Skinner could not catch the rat, he returned to Gusteau's. Linguine was in Skinner's office with Colette. Remi had given them the papers. Skinner was fired on the spot. With Remi's help, Linguine became a star. Over the next few weeks, the restaurant grew more and more popular, but then Linguine stopped paying attention to cooking. He was enjoying the attention a bit too much. Then, in the middle of the press conference, the famous food critic Anton Ego arrived. "I will return tomorrow with high expectations," he warned Linguine. After Ego's announcement, Linguine and Remi returned to the kitchen. Remi was furious and yanked Linguine's hair. Linguine took Remi out to the back alley. "I'm not your puppet," he shouted. Skinner was lurking nearby and saw the whole argument. Now he knew how to get back at Linguine for stealing his restaurant. Meanwhile, Remi had finally found his family. Angry with Linguine, Remi let the entire rat colony into the refrigerator. He told them to take whatever they wanted. When Linguine returned to apologize, he found the rats. "You're stealing from me?" Linguine angrily asked Remi. "How could you? I thought you were my friend. I trusted you. Get out and don't come back." Remi felt horrible. He knew Linguine needed his help to impress the food critic. The next night, Remi walked back to the kitchen to apologize. Seeing the rat, the chefs grew very upset. "Don't touch him!" shouted Linguine. "The truth is, I have no talent at all. This rat, he's the cook." Linguine's chefs were angry. They refused to work with a rat, but Remi's father had seen the human defend his son. He knew what needed to be done. He called the rest of the rat colony to help Remi cook. In no time, Remi and all the rats had prepared a wonderful meal. When Ego arrived, Linguine served him Remi's special dish, Ratatouille. The delicious food brought back wonderful, comforting memories from Ego's childhood. The critic asked to meet the chef. Linguine waited until all the other customers had left and then brought out Remi. The next morning, Ego gave the restaurant a 5-star review. When the health inspector learned that the rats were doing the cooking, he closed down Gusteau's. Not all was lost for Remi and his friend. Ego retired and invested in a small bistro named La Ratatouille. The bistro was well loved by its customers, both big and small. As for Remi, he had become a real chef at last. The end. Bye guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!